I didn't lose it on this flight, but I finally understood why people do. Welcome to the Shine from the Inside newsletter audio edition. This is part 11 and the final installment of the Spain and Morocco series. I am Angie Hawkins, the Inner Glow Coach, and if you would prefer the freestyle version of this exact same story, the link is in the description. Let's get into part 11. The Munich airport is extremely clean and modern. It reminds me of a Russian company that I once interviewed for that was extremely formal and had a Spartan office with minimal decor and was void of any colors not on the black and white spectrum. Near my gate, there is a lush garden area off to the side with small trees, plants, and plentiful chairs. Yet everyone is sitting in the institutional, noisy gate area. I'm exhausted from my 2 a.m. flight from Marrakesh. Normally, I would be pissed at a 2 a.m. flight because I hate interrupted sleep, but I am so eager to go home, I really didn't care what it took. I had trouble sleeping on the plane because of the chronic hypervigilance I've developed from this trip. I have about an hour until my flight to San Francisco departs. I am confident I can sleep on that flight, but until then, I want to rest in this garden. The garden is serene until people notice that I'm in there. Then, some of the people from the institutional, noisy gate area follow my lead and relocate themselves to the garden area. This wouldn't be a big deal, except two guys are having a loud, obnoxious conversation, and another lady is talking on speakerphone. Nobody was here until they saw me come here. Why did they bring their chaos to my peaceful garden? Just as soon as we finish boarding, one of the flight attendants makes an announcement that there's a slight delay because the ground crew didn't load the food carts into the aircraft. Why is this trip cursed with the most random flight delays? How could they forget to pack the food carts for a 12-hour flight? The announcement doesn't reference a specific time, only that there's a minor delay and that we will depart, quote unquote, shortly. Part of me wants to have a full-on emotional meltdown because of lack of sleep, but mostly because I'm over this damn trip. I have never wanted to go home so bad in my entire life. It doesn't help that I have a raging headache, most likely for the same reasons that I'm on the cusp of an emotional breakdown. I ask one of the passing flight attendants if they have any ibuprofen or medication for a headache. She responds, "Yes, we have some in the first aid kit. I have to take care of something and then I'll get it for you." I'm in the middle seat of an emergency exit row. I had an aisle seat, but United suspiciously bumped me to a seat in the back of the plane, and I had to use mileage points to upgrade to this row with more legroom. The lady next to me overhears my exchange with the flight attendant and offers some Excedrin. I hesitate because I want to sleep and I know Excedrin has caffeine. I tell her, she should bring something shortly. I'll just wait for her. Fortunately, the food cart delay only takes about 20 minutes and then we push back. Unfortunately, the flight attendant seems to have forgotten about me. I wave her down again. The first aid kit is out, but we have another kit around here somewhere, so I'll find some for you. Alas, about an hour into the flight, she doesn't return, so I take an Excedrin. Hopefully it doesn't have a lot of caffeine because I am exhausted and would love to nap. Not so fast. They're starting the first food service, so there's going to be a lot of commotion until the cart moves past our row. When the flight attendant gets to our row, she explains that she can't find the other first aid kit. At this point, it doesn't matter because my fellow passenger helped me out, but I find it odd how unprepared they've been for a 12-hour flight. But finally, I can take a nap. Just as I have that thought, the guy to my left knocks over his cup of tomato juice. I watch in slow motion as it spills all over my clean Kelly green leggings. Oh my effing God. I look at the red juice splattered on my leg, and all I can think about is the 11 hours remaining of this flight, my 2-hour layover in San Francisco, and my 5-hour flight back to Honolulu. And I don't have any other clean clothes in my carry-on. I grab my newly purchased Moroccan tote that I am using as a personal item and pull out my pack of hand wipes. The guy who spilled his drink all over me has gone back to eating because he really doesn't give a shit that he just carelessly spilled tomato juice on my clothes. Tomato juice. At first, I feel a stillness with an undercurrent of my inner Chicagoan stirring. Then the pressure starts building. Like the Hulk morphing into a beast, my anger starts boiling until I can finally name the urge. I want to punch him in the face. I have never punched anyone in the face, but I have gone off on someone in public before, so that will have to do because I don't feel like getting out of my comfort zone right now. Right before I start going off on him, functional adult Angie intervenes. Breathe. Don't do anything that will end up being on the no-fly list. I feel like I'm having an out-of-body experience as I think through my next actions. For the first time in my entire life, I have compassion for the people we see going batshit crazy on airplanes in the viral videos. I get it now. But I also have enough sense to know that if I go psycho, they're going to restrain me and I will be the one suffering consequences instead of my tomato juice slinging neighbor. I take a deep breath, go to the bathroom, and lock the door. As I violently wipe the red juice off my leggings, I let go of the armor. I have been through too much on this trip, and I can't be strong anymore. I have a total emotional breakdown on United Flight 195, ugly crying and all. I hate this. I just want to go home. Arriving in San Francisco brings a sense of relief. Even though I'm not home yet, I feel emotionally safer being back in the United States now. In the women's bathroom at SFO, I see the signs on the stall titled, "Are you okay?" No, I'm not okay. I take a deep breath. So much has transpired over the past 2 weeks since I last saw these signs. And it's okay to not be okay. I've made it this far. I just need to make it through the next 5 hours. When I burst through my front door, the first thing I do is shed myself of my bags, collapse to the floor, and kiss it. I have never been so happy to be home. I can feel my nervous system relax. I made it. This isn't just exhaustion. It's 2 whole weeks of pushing through, regulating, and holding it together, finally catching up to me. In the following weeks, I unpacked the events of the trip even more. I still don't understand why it had to go down as hard as it did, but in hindsight, I can see that there were major opportunities to face uncertainty head on, use my voice, and advocate for myself. Even though the trip will be remembered mostly by the trials and tribulations, I leveled up in the self-trust, self-advocacy, and nervous system awareness in a way that a comfortable trip never could have given me. And for that, I am grateful. Glow tip. Know when to stop being the strong one. By the time the guy next to me spilled tomato juice all over my leggings at 35,000 feet, I wasn't reactive, I was empty. Weeks of hypervigilance, disrupted sleep, and holding it together has pushed my nervous system past capacity. That moment didn't cause the breakdown, it revealed it. For most of my life, I believe strength meant staying composed, swallowing discomfort, and handling things quietly. But safety doesn't come from endurance, it comes from honesty. Locking myself in that airplane bathroom and letting myself cry wasn't a failure of regulation, it was self-trust. Real resilience isn't pushing through at all costs, it's knowing when your body is done and listening to that call. When you stop forcing strength and start honoring your limits, you stop surviving. And that's what it means to shine from the inside. And if something in this story relates to you, then I have something for you. It is called the Self-Compassion Reboot, from self-criticism to self-compassion. And in that 3 days, actually it's 5 days because there's a day 0 and a bonus day 4, but I talk a lot about nervous system regulation, because when you are in that heightened emotional state, it's hard to process your thoughts and think rationally. So that is a huge part of self-compassion, self-trust, and loving yourself. So I have a playlist available on my YouTube videos. And coming up, I have a People Pleaser to Powerhouse Masterclass, which also involves emotional regulation, but involves way more tools and tricks to start caring about what you think of you and what's best for you and protecting your energy, and not caring about what other people think of you. Because I am telling you, your entire life will change when you become a powerhouse and embody your own power. So that is coming up soon. I will announce it within the next few weeks. Until then, stay tuned for next week, where I will start a whole new series. So I will see you then.